Hello, 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 Gemini. I'm bringing you a little weekly reading for May 3rd through May 10th of 2021. I'm looking at my notes here so I remember what to say to you. I'm Michelle B. Good to meet you. I like to create tarot readings for passionate women and feminine individuals. Gentlemen are welcome to engage as well if you would like. Forgive the racket. I live in a beautiful arts district in downtown Bellingham. It's the old town, and we have a lovely cafe right outside the window and downstairs, and there's a group of people that are having a really good time talking it up. Bless them. I'm really happy for them that they're enjoying themselves. I also share the space with my sweet son that is trying to have a life while I'm getting my recordings done. So if he makes some noise, just say, bless you, Ian. So this is a reading for general messages for the week going forward, but whenever you get this message, even if it's not in the week that I mentioned, that's when you needed to hear it, okay? So make sure and also stay tuned for the blessing for you, Gemini, at the very end of the reading regarding the messages that we get from this reading. So let's go ahead and get started, my dear Gemini. Find out what messages wanted to come forward for you. Well, we got 3 different cards that came up. I'm not sure how many I'm going to really speak to. I'm going to feel it out as I go. But we have the King of Cups, which is an archetypal personality of the tarot that is often indicative of Scorpio. It's he's the master of emotions. So he can run both ways. He can use his powers everyone can use their powers for good or ill. We're going to talk about this a little bit more, but I really feel like, sometimes Gemini's emotions can be like swinging from one extreme to another very quickly because they're so mutable and they're air. So it's like there's nothing really grounding them. And even though they don't like to acknowledge what those emotions actually are, they're happening. All right. We're going to come back to that. We're talking about the 4 of Cups, which is the feeling like I didn't quite get everything that I wanted. I'm going to put those 2 cup messages together. All right. And then finally we have the Empress energy that is happening right now in the sign of Taurus. It's all about realizing the abundance that we have. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started with that King of Cups, that emotional feeling of not being quite satisfied. What I'm feeling is like an influence from the outside that might be an issue. And so I like to give general advice for people to help them, general advice to help people work out any situation. Right? Not specifically talking about how one person's bad. And I'm not really into that, like good or evil kind of people. There's just people make choices that aren't the best for themselves. And it's all part of their journey, of course, but there are easier ways to do things, and that's why I'm here. It's just be like, hey, there's easier ways to do things. What I'm feeling is that an outside influence is influence is unsatisfied, ungrateful, unsatisfied, unhappy. And you're like, what can I do to make this person be happy? And it's almost like it's a attachment issue from childhood. This could be a masculine energy. That's like a masculine, of course it's masculine, a masculine adult influence that it's like energetically it's still there, even though that person may not be the one that's causing an issue for you at this week. The energetic influence is still there from when the initial attachment trauma happened. And so what it's about is like it's this person is like, you've got to prove that you're good enough. Like they were in a bad mood. when you were very, very small. You were very, very young, and when this wound happened, they were in a bad mood, and they were just kind of like, kid, get out of my way. Kid, what you're doing is not good enough. And that's how you heard it, right? Whatever was going on, it was like something going on in their own heads, and they were just kind of being inconsiderate of your youth, that you were so, easily influenced, that you took everything, like you were watching and taking everything to heart that they were doing, right? And so it's like you're this feeling like you need to constantly prove yourself as being good enough now, because that influence is always there. So anyone that puts off that vibration of being kind of dismissive toward you, dissatisfied or dismissive, you kind of go back to the track of the behavior that you learned in those early years. Hope I'm getting myself across this right, at this correctly. And what is the answer to that? It's self-love, being satisfied with ourselves. Every time we have that feeling like, oh, this is what happened before, we've got to pull ourselves out of it, right? I feel like this is with that Four of Cups energy being here. I was trying to say that, like, I got this guy holding the cup, right? And there's the cup right there. And it's like you feel like until you satisfy this person, any other opportunities that come up are not good enough. But you got to reparent yourself, right? You got to go back in your own mind and treat yourself the way that you would have wanted to be treated. You've got to celebrate your own successes every time they come up. You've got to celebrate those opportunities when they come up, even if they're not coming from this person. Even if the satisfaction of pleasing that person will never happen. There are other people that want to praise you. There are other people that want to give you opportunities. There are other people that want to take care of you, they want to show you how much your effort means to them, but you're not satisfied because it's not that person. Like, it's not good enough because it's not that person's love. So it's something you got to get over yourself. It's something you've got to acknowledge every time. That's what I would do, is every time, you got to forgive. That's a journal entry thing right there, is I forgive this person that hurt my feelings before. Whether you remember it or not, if this resonates, then it's meaningful, right? I forgive this person. I'm sorry that happened. You got to say you're sorry that it happened to yourself, right? I forgive you for experiencing this. I'm sorry that it happened. I forgive the other person. I'm sorry about everything that you went through that made you behave that way. I forgive the whole situation. I send love to the whole situation. Do it over and over and over again until the pain goes away when you think about that. Over time, it will heal, and you'll have these wonderful breakthroughs, great opportunities, and excellent magical luck. Okay, let's look at that. I feel like these are all connected, though, because that Empress energy is coming through in the wake of clearing the baggage of this, like, this trying to it's people pleasing, but really gravitating toward one specific kind of archetype, right? This masculine archetype that you're trying to satisfy. When you've broken through that, when you've released your attachment to satisfying this other person and not being happy with yourself until you do, so much bounty is going to be presented to you. The creative sparks are going to fly, and the resources that will be available to you will be absolutely amazing. You see, 3 cups are already full. You've got 3 cups that are already full, but you're ignoring them because you're waiting for this guy to give you that cup. But you've already got so many resources to work with. You've already got so much beautiful creativity. You've already got a lot of, so you've got the creative skills, right? You've got a wonderful mind. You've got the tools of the skills that you have. You have resources already, like tangible resources that you can work with. So there's so much wealth and abundance that wants to come to you. And the biggest thing that wants to come to you is this creative renaissance, your own personal renaissance that will happen in the wake of forgiving and releasing attachment to this masculine archetype. Okay, so that was the message for you. I'm going to work on the blessing. Feeling in my body where this attachment, it's like a tentative, like something you're just kind of clinging onto. It's just the childlike clinging. And so I'm going to give comfort to that little child. Comfort to that little child that everything's okay. You're fine being just who you are. Who you are is so smart and shining. It's adorable. Oh my God, Gemini children are so adorable. So beautiful. Oh, you need hugs, love, and to be told that you can do anything you want to do, and everything you do is so brilliant, so useful, so valuable to the world. Give that little child hugs and hugs and hugs. I give you hugs and blessings, Gemini. I love you. Thank you for being here with me. Now, in the description box below, you'll find more of my writings and more of my blessings and links to all my stuff. Thank you so much for being here with me. I've been Michelle B, and I'm going to see you again later.